Good morning, everybody. We are here at World Hydrogen Week 2025 in Copenhagen. My name is Enzo Pezone, and I'm part of the advisory division's energy transition in S&P Global Commodity Insights. Today, I'm pleased to be joined by Per Erik Holsten, president of the division Energy Industries at ABB. Good morning, Per Erik.
Good morning.
Per Erik, I would really like to understand a little bit from you how you've seen the conference so far and what you think what are the key latest trends in the hydrogen industry given your involvement in this space.
Yeah, first of all, fantastic to be here, feeling the vibe of hydrogen here in Denmark, in Copenhagen, Denmark. So great to be here, seeing the audience, seeing the people around the fair here, also attending all of the good sessions that we're having here at the summit. So I think super good to be here. And then obviously the hydrogen ecosystem is going to play out over the next few years. And it's interesting to see how it's evolving, how it's being part of the energy ecosystem, that it's definitely requiring more green, more sophisticated energy. It's a complex system. The world is demanding energy. So definitely hydrogen has its role to play in that ecosystem that we're building together.
That's great, and yeah, please I would share the trend and also the conference we're having here with so many attendees and insightful discussions. I would say one thing that I would really like from you, because you've been part of the industry for a while as a solution provider and an enabler. What have you seen as the key elements for green hydrogen projects to reach FID? What does a project need to have to successful hit the ground and start production of green hydrogen these days?
Yeah, that's a big question. I mean, as ABB is a big technology provider to the industry, we obviously see some key trends that is moving forward and how the industry is actually taking velocity into the market and making sure that they have a role to play in the energy ecosystem. So one of the key things that we see is that you need off-takers. And this is similar to what you saw in LNG back in the days, where you had pre-sales agreements with demand countries that required LNG, and they made this pre-sales agreement, pre-procurement agreements between the producer and the consumer. So this is one thing that also needs to happen for hydrogen. You have the producer and the consumer working hand in hand to make sure that the production is utilized for the right purpose. So that will be one. The second one is access to energy, and then preferably green energy. Although we have blue hydrogen as well, we have green hydrogen, which is kind of the preferred from an environmental perspective. So access to that electricity to produce the green hydrogen is super important. And I think the third question goes around technology. How do we see innovation coming to life in the industry? How do we make sure that technology evolves? You can utilize electricity more powerful, more reliable. The secure part of it is a key element, as we see geopolitics playing out a little bit differently. I think the geographies will probably handle this in a different way based on what they have access to in terms of power, how the technology is going to be deployed there to safeguard their own power system and grid, making sure that the industries and the consumers and the household have access to both cheap, reliable and secure energy. So I think that's going to play a big role as well, the whole technology part. And on top of that comes the digital piece. So how can we facilitate that the digital piece plays a role in financially good systems that will attract investors, that you can use energy with even more, let's say, efficiency. So that's going to play a key role as well. So lots of questions arising as we stand here at the World Hydrogen Week in Copenhagen. I must say, really fascinating to be here and finding out what's the key voices saying around how the Hydrogen Week or the hydrogen ecosystem will evolve in the future.
That's great. And yeah, I mean, you've touched on a couple of really interesting points you've mentioned. For example, blue and green hydrogen and digital solutions. Those are two topics I would like to deep dive a little bit more with you. Okay. And when I think about green versus blue hydrogen, obviously they both offer decarbonization solution. However, when it comes about green hydrogen, probably a more expensive solution, you have also the advantage of being able to tap into green electrons and things like this. Can you tell me how you see the future in terms of blue versus green? Who is going to grow faster in the short term and who is going to prevail in the long term?
Okay, yeah, I think from my perspective, it's an and equation and not an or equation. It's not green or blue. It's green and blue, and they will coexist in parallel, in tandem over time. And I think it will play out differently in different markets. Obviously, it's up to the regulators as well and how they like to see them. I think it's a kind of a sustainability element that we need to see, and there's the demand element that we need to see.
Thanks for sharing your perspective. Really, really insightful. Last one would like to touch with you on is, the role of digitalization. We are in the AI world. We see that AI has a strong potential to optimize. You mentioned increase efficiencies of this process. Tell us a little bit more how ABB is playing into this field to help with the digital solution, improve efficiency, commercial operations, and all the key elements of hydrogen productions plant.
Yeah, we have like two very key pieces of digital that I think will come to life over the next few years, and it's a velocity game. So how do we make sure it comes to life quicker than what we have seen in the past? I think these two pieces are autonomous operation, which is driven by making sure that you can efficiently man and scale the facility that you're producing on, making sure that you utilize AI to the maximum extent. You do execution of the project better than what has been done in the past, also more productive, safeguard the quality of what you produce, etc. So that's going to play out. The autonomous operation piece is a big element, all the way to, it's more like a journey than a one-step thing, where you take several steps to go more and more autonomous as you move forward in time. The second piece on digital, which I think will be very important for hydrogen, is energy management, which is also a digital ecosystem that we have to a large extent already. So we have applications that can drive your energy consumption down up to 20% less than if you don't use those applications. So really some digital applications that can feature financial incentives if you apply those software pieces, financial incentives to use less electricity than you would have done in a normal case. So the whole energy management part of producing hydrogen is going to be very important, as 70% of the cost of producing hydrogen is related to electricity cost.
Oh, that's great. And big role to play for digital AI. Stay tuned, I would say. And great to see ABB get involved in this type of solutions. Great to be talking to you today here, and I wish you an enjoyable rest of the conference.
Thanks. Likewise.